Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Felix from Podcasting Secrets, the Podcasting for Entrepreneurs Facebook group, and the Shopify Masters podcast. First of all, shout out to everyone that's in the new Podcasting for Entrepreneurs group. If you're not in there yet, go to Facebook, look up Podcasting for Entrepreneurs, join the group. I'm going to be dropping a lot of goodies for anyone out there that wants to launch a podcast, specifically for anyone that wants to build a business around a podcast. So today I'm going to talk to you about why there's a time and place for your efforts, why there's a time and place for podcasting. So right now I'm working on building my group up, right? Working on building up my Facebook group, and a big part of that is a lot of outreach, a lot of time spent in other people's groups, building my audience, building my authority over there. And then people might want to come check me out because I'm posting a lot of great value in other groups. They might come to my profile. On my profile, they'll see the Podcasting for Entrepreneurs group. They might join, and then they might be interested in learning more about podcasting, especially if they're an entrepreneur, and then join that group. So that's the goal, right? To build up an audience in other groups, build up authority, get them to check me out, get them to learn more about me, and then eventually join the group, my Podcasting for Entrepreneurs group. So a big part of that is I want to be able to establish my presence, right? I want to be able to get out there and comment on a lot of posts in other groups, provide a lot of value, create my own posts, add a lot of value in other groups. I want to be able to be seen as an authority, a thought leader, and someone that is worth following. And eventually, if I'm worth following, they might be interested in joining my community where I have even more value and give them even more goodies, give them even more advice and tips and strategies and advice on how to launch and grow a podcast. So that's the goal, right? I want to be a build authority. I want to be able to contribute, and then being part of the community too. I learn more about what kind of problems can I solve, how can I be of assistance, how can I add more value to other aspiring podcasters. So that's a goal. So I've been like on a big streak. I've been waking up at 3 a.m. That's my schedule these days. Waking up at 3 a.m. I'm like writing on my computer, writing a lot of posts in these groups, replying to a lot of comments, trying to answer people's questions. And then even when I'm on the go on my phone, I started doing this too. I started looking at my phone and started commenting and trying to add value there. And I started recognizing that, man, I'm getting really burnt out and tired already. I was wondering why. How can I already be burnt out from trying to add value? And I realized that I'm hitting this wall where I am on my phone and doing it. I just feel I cannot be as responsive. I cannot write as well thought out responses because, on a phone it's a lot harder than if you're sitting at a computer and typing things out, right? And I'm doing it on the go. So it's like, when I'm waiting in line at Starbucks, whenever I am on the train, whenever I'm getting from place to place, I'm doing it kind of like intermittently, sparsely, like throughout my day. And I realized like this isn't working. It's causing a lot of burnout for me because I'm switching from doing whatever I'm doing to now trying to add a lot of value. Instead, what I want to do is I want to get into the zone of answering questions, get into the zone of offering advice and tips and strategies on launching a podcast. So that's when I recognize there's a time and place to my efforts. If I do things at the wrong time or at the wrong place, it takes more energy out of me. And when I get that energy drained from me, it means I cannot add as much value. It means I cannot provide as much to the community, and I cannot reach my goals of building thought leadership in the podcasting space, building an audience on Facebook, and then getting them to join my Facebook group, which is my ultimate goal. So there's a time and place to everything, time and place to my efforts. So what I realized was like, rather than typing on my phone these responses, I can add more value by sit down for like an hour or 2 hours and just answer questions on my computer. Because I can type faster, I can type more well thought out responses, I can do faster research if I need to, supplement my answers. I can find links a lot faster if I need to provide them with links. I can provide more value in the right place. And if I can batch it all together, I can get into the groove, get into the zone. You know how you get into the flow of things, right? When you first get started, it might be hard, but then as you make more progress, as you like do it more in one session, you get into a flow and you feel like you make a lot more progress. So that's what I want to do. I want to get in the right time, right place to provide value. And that's why I think podcasting is so powerful and so effective, because I get to choose a time and place. I get to choose a time and place to create this amazing content, and the listener gets to choose a time and place for them to consume the content, right? And there's not a lot of mediums where you can do this, where you can provide a lot of value, and then the person that's consuming it doesn't have to listen to you necessarily live, right? They can just consume it when they need to sit down and listen, or when they're in their commute and listen. They can choose a time and place, and you can choose a time and place to create the content. And that's why I think podcasting is so powerful. And that's my plan right now, is to continue to add value in these Facebook groups, but sit down and do it at regular time, and do it in a batch so I can get into the flow of things. And I think that's going to give me way more energy and way more enthusiasm to provide the value that I need to provide. So if you're thinking about how can I provide value, choose podcasting because it gives you the time and place to create value. When is it that maybe it's at 4 a.m. you feel like you can provide the most value to create a podcast or start working on one. Maybe it's at 5 o'clock at night or 8 o'clock at night, whenever you can get a guest on to interview. Like, you can choose a time and place. I like doing it in my home office. Maybe you like renting a studio. Maybe you like going in person, interviewing someone. You get to choose a time and place, and I think that's the power of podcasting. And that's what I learned. I learned that I cannot do everything all the time, but I can do anything I want if I set up the right environment, if I choose the right time and place. And that's what I learned, is that the time and place matters. My environment matters a lot to how much value I can provide. So that's the plan, again, to provide value at a specific time and place. If you're thinking about podcasting, if now this is starting to make sense for you and for you to grow your business, make sure to join the Podcasting for Entrepreneurs group if you're not in already. People that are watching this in my group right now where I'm live, congratulations for being a part of it. For anyone else out there who's seen this anywhere else, go to Facebook, look up the Podcasting for Entrepreneurs group, and I'll see you inside. Take care. Bye-bye.